Good evening. Good evening and welcome to the inaugural Lamplighter Honors Gala. I'm Tom Allen, President and CEO of the Association of American Publishers. I have to say that I want to commend the former Association of Educational Publishers staff for their vision and their ambition at choosing this place and making sure that this event was a very, very special event. I think they've done extraordinarily well, and I really appreciate the terrific turnout. Tonight we shine the light on the educational publishing industry and the extraordinary work you do to provide children with the tools they need to reach their academic dreams. As many of you know, this gala grew out of the Hall of Fame Awards, which recognized lifetime achievement and lasting contributions to the growth of the learning resource community. And Dick Robinson told me it was a much less sophisticated affair in the past than it is tonight. We will present the 2013 Hall of Fame winners later this evening. First, we will pay tribute to two members who have made invaluable contributions to the pre-K to 12 learning group. That's the name of the combination of the AAP School Division and the AEP. And that combination, I have to say, not only because of what's going on tonight, but it's extraordinarily successful, and we are very pleased with it. After we pay tribute to two members who have made those contributions, then we will honor the Visionary Award winner for his exceptional leadership that has advanced our understanding of children's social and emotional well-being. To start the festivities, I want to introduce our guest speaker, Dick Robinson, Chairman, CEO, and President of Scholastic, Inc. I think it's fair to say that Dick has served in those positions longer than anyone in this room or anyone who will be in this room. A member of the Hall of Fame himself and a vocal advocate for our industry, Dick is here to remind us about our mission and why it's so important that we continue doing the work we do. I can't think of a more appropriate speaker tonight than Dick Robinson. Dick, welcome.
Well, my invitation tonight was to speak about the challenges facing the educational publishing industry, education in general, the schools, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and my time limit is 5 minutes. Plus, I'm speaking to friends, competitors, people who know at least as much as I do, and probably much more about educational publishing and education. So I'm going to decline to say very many things about my assigned topic, other than first, LHI, or K-12 education, pre-K-12 education, is about to go on a significant upward trend, with all kinds of resources being devoted to it and all kinds of focus being paid to it. All of you who are in the industry know about the focus on the Common Core and all of those things that are going on. But if you look at the history of education and our industry, you know that things are going to have a wonderful 10-year period ahead of us, and I wish I were not at the sort of close to the end of my career, but rather at the beginning, because this is going to be a great spot for people like you who are going to be inventing the future. There are a couple of things that I think that AAP wanted me to say. One, the importance of what we're doing. Just remembering that the impact of what we create, what we do, what we put in front of kids has an immeasurable effect on how teachers teach and how children learn. And we just, it's a sacred trust that we are privileged to be part of, and we have to do it well, and in doing it well, we are making a huge impact on our society, and especially now with the kids in school being poorer, the standards higher. The issue is the resources and the focus and the drive in order to take a population that needs more help and raise them 2 jumps up to proficient and above proficient to the Common Core standards. That's an amazing challenge. Our industry certainly is up to it, but this is going to be a period where everybody's going to have to really try hard to make sure that those kids get the support and the teachers get the support that they need. And by the way, something I always say to our editors, don't forget you have a 7-year-old that is reading one of your questions. Don't make a mistake with that question because they'll think it's their fault. So that's one of the standards that all of us have to live up to being as close to perfect as we can be in all the things that we create for the young minds that are developing and who are looking to what we create to help them progress. I thought the most helpful thing I could do would be to talk a little bit about the history of this association and how we arrived at where we are. In 1895, a group was formed called, which became the Ed Press. It was called the Educational Publishers something or other. It was made up of basically of the NEA Journal and the Instructor magazine and a lot of regional teaching magazines throughout the United States and the people who were trying to make those work. From that sort of held together for many years, way up into the 60s, when the Ed Press Association, made up of these small publishers, morphed into the American Educational Publishing Group. But from the beginning, this was made up of editors and people who cared about what they were writing. Often they held their conventions in association with the Education Writers of America. So when you were in that crowd, you knew that these were people who cared about what they did and cared about the people that were reading their materials. That spirit prevailed into the American Educational Publishers. It was always a smaller organization than the AAP. It didn't have much money. It was made up primarily of individual companies, small, family-owned, many of them, but with a scrappy sense and drive and style that was very appropriate to making great teaching resource materials, workbooks, helpful supplementary materials and so forth. And I think that spirit of these family-owned companies and individual entrepreneurs will help the AAP bring that spirit of innovation and inventiveness. The Hall of Fame Awards, I'm sure, was a way of getting people to come and pay money for the annual conventions. And so what you had to do was not have too many of them, but just enough so that if they brought all their friends that you could, make money out of the banquet. But I remember it as a very small group of people for a long time at the Waldorf Astoria downstairs there, near the front door of the hotel on the left. Probably about 70 to 100 at most. Tonight we have 180 people here. And mainly, people who all knew each other. The awards for the Hall of Fame were given not so much to companies but to individuals, because it was all about what that individual had done over the period of their lifetime in the industry to create a company and create materials that teachers could use and found helpful, kids found helpful. And that was the spirit, just individuals who had done a great job and often had a long life in the industry, my father being one of the longest, but he got posthumously recognized as for the Hall of Fame, along with Eleanor Johnson, the founder of the Weekly Reader and the original editor of Instructor, and people like that who were, individual entrepreneur contributors to the organization. And that's the spirit of this group. It survived until last summer, when it was very happily united with the Association of American Publishers School Group, as Tom said. And I hope that it will have a long and happy life in that organization. There are lots of small but very committed people doing teacher materials and so forth and so on that make a huge contribution to the industry, care about it, and do the very best job of creating those materials that they possibly can. And that's usually the driving force for them, not money, not recognition, but the work itself. And so tonight we are honored to have several wonderful people enhancing the Hall of Fame, and more than enhancing it. And you will hear from them a few minutes later. But I think it is important to note that Marjorie Scardino, now globally known as the first female director of Twitter, and the owner of 2 Twitter accounts, is being also at the same time recognized for her amazing contribution to educational publishing in building Pearson organization, the largest in the industry and one of the companies with the most impact. So I'm glad you're getting both of those things at once. And then Dan Caton from McGraw-Hill and Peter and Ira and so forth and so on, all of whom longtime contributors to our organization and people who ennoble and enhance what we do in our drive to create better materials that will help kids do better in school, be more successful, lead better lives, and accomplish a lot in society of the mid-21st century. So with that, all you AAP members, stay with the AAP, give us a chance to support you, and those values that you have brought to the AAP will find a wonderful home too in the Association of American Publishers. So thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.